The snow is finally melted, which means it's just about riding season. My wife and I live really close to this trail system that's filled with Jeep trails and mountain bike trails. We went out to explore the woods today and to see if we could find any dry single track. This section of woods is definitely a low spot in our area, and we quickly realized that these trails are still pretty wet.
I don't know how good they would be.
I'm thinking maybe not be very good.
Because like all this area, and I get that it's the parts that we walk down were dry, but it doesn't stay that elevation.
Right, exactly.
And all this area where most of the trails are still super swampy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should go elsewhere to ride.
Come on out.
Other than fat bikes and skate parks, this is our first ride out for the season. We're dusting off the cobwebs and getting some laps in on GNU Loop at City Forest. It's still freezing cold and it's gonna be wet, but we know it's gonna be worth it. It's finally riding season. We obviously brought Rusty along because he likes riding just as much as we do.
You didn't want to try it?
While some of the low spots here are still pretty swampy, most of the trail was bone dry. Even in most of the wet spots, there's bridges when necessary.
This bridge might be slippery. Or not. Yep. Let's stop and give him a drink of water. He's thirsty. Rusty, come here. Good boy. You don't want any more?
Russ.
Let's give him a minute. Jeez Christ. He was looking backwards and almost ran into a tree. Yeah, I'm gonna ride the berm though. Russ, you better watch out. That was not the way.
If you're not familiar with the area, City Forest has 4 different loops, and they're all very different from one another. They're all cross-country style trails, but Gnu Loop at least has a lot of man-made features to keep it interesting.
Good boy.
Despite the cold and some of the wet spots, it was our first time out for the year, so obviously it was a great time. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and worst case scenario, you just have another mountain bike video in your YouTube feed.
Good boy.
And if you're only here for the trail dog, we'll be on as many rides as possible.
Come on. There. Rusty, come here.
Come here, Russ.
Come here. Good boy.
Come here. Sit. Sit. Sit.